Well, Sam and I decided to do a little change of pace. We decided to drive a little bit further, get to a campground here that's surrounded by just tens of thousands of acres of public land. And we're just going to spend the whole weekend here, hunt all day, and I don't think there's going to be nearly the hunting pressure that we saw hunting a little bit closer to home. And on the way in here, this reminds me of one other place I hunted in Minnesota. It's just kind of flat, big woods area, but there's a lot of logging roads and stuff, kind of sandy. And there's a couple spots we got out and checked, and you could see like hen tracks and stuff like that in the sand. So definitely turkeys around. Just be a question of how many. Probably not as many as the places that we were hunting before, but also a lot less hunting pressure. And we have room to roam. So that's a big thing we've had issues with in the past, is birds traveling just off of the public line, and then you're kind of at their mercy. Whereas now we're going to actually be able to make moves on birds and get in front of them if need be. We walked back into this first area, and I haven't seen any tracks or feathers or scratching on the side, which isn't the best sign. We're probably going to have to do a lot of walking tomorrow to find where these birds are at. But there's a lot of pines around us for several hundred yards, so we'll just try and locate one along the sides, and we'll work our way back to the truck, and we might be able to hit maybe one more place before it gets too dark. We're covering ground. This whole area is brand new to us. There's not much for turkey tracks so far what we've seen, and so we've just been kind of working this sandy road, owl hooting, and we just finally heard our first gobble up ahead of us. Maybe, I mean, it was faint. Yeah. So let's try and cover some ground. It looks like a track right there. Yep. We heard more birds gobbling that way, but I thought there was a different one that was closer. So it might have been too close to gobble. We'll give it like another 30 seconds or so, and we'll try calling. So we looked at the map again. Those birds we just heard, I mean, they're still a long ways off. But we thought there was one closer, but looking at the map again, it was on the same line, so those could be the same birds that we heard the first time. So we'll try and cut some distance. Looks like it could be a little swampy between here and there, so we'll just see how it goes. Well, we're back in this little river bottom-like area, and between the little depressions, there's these little mounds of high ground with some more mature hardwoods on them. So we just tucked in up on one of these. We haven't heard any more birds gobble, and we'll just blind call for a while. We relocated from one little spot of high ground to another to cut the distance. We haven't heard him calling any, but just a few minutes ago, we can definitely hear what sounds like a bird gobbling, but it's pretty far off. Could be the same bird, just moving the same direction he was kind of generally traveling. He almost sounded like he was far enough away to be on the other side of the river. We did get that bird to respond again, but I don't know if it's the same bird or not, but this one's definitely on the other side of this big river. If it is a separate bird, we haven't heard the one that's been on this side in quite a while. It's about 11 a.m. We drove to a different spot, and already we're seeing more turkey tracks in the sand here. Obviously a good sign. Some bear tracks too. We actually saw a sow and 3 cubs just off the road. Couldn't get the camera out quick enough to film them. But this place is looking pretty good, and there's a hill and like a little bit of elevation change and a point that drops off real nicely. So we're gonna work our way that direction, and we'll probably just sit and do some blind calling for a while. Alright, we're walking down this trail. I had my pot call. I was just about to do a call. We heard a gobble. We think it was that direction. It's still pretty far off. But this time of day, that could be a really good sign. So we'll cover some ground quick. See if we can't get him to respond again. Did you hear him? Thought I heard a gobble. We got set up here just a little bit past where we bumped that one bird. There's a nice lane where the birds could travel through. There's a lot of scratching right through here. We also could hear some voices, people walking or riding horses on that trail. So we'll give it a couple minutes just kind of settle down. We'll start calling again. She saw the decoy, she saw us.
Is that what I had?
Yeah. Because we could hear her walking back there.
Yeah.
And I could just see a wing moving through the brush. I've never seen this happen before, or walked up on this, but... So it's not Tom, it's actually a Jake. You can tell looking at the feathers on the wing there, and obviously the beard. Yeah, I'm not really sure what killed him. I suppose that's one of the reasons why turkeys have a lot of eggs. Not all of them make it to adulthood. I like to think that maybe hunting takes a lot of the male birds, but there's obviously natural causes that take them out as well, so tough to say exactly what got this one. I would think if it was a predator, it'd be more eaten, but who knows? I think one thing this again confirms, I mean, this area that we're in right now, it definitely looks good. There's a lot of good roost trees around here, get a little bit of topography. So we'll get up here and we'll do some more calling. We did just hear some gobbles off this point that we're on, barely audible, maybe a quarter mile away, but it sounded like they were responding to our calls. So when they gobbled again, I hit it real hard, and I'm pretty sure they gobbled while I was calling. So we'll just shut up for a little bit and see if they get closer. They might work their way up this hill and get onto this crest and start looking for us.
I'm shaking. It's my first public land baby. Oh my gosh. You see my hand shaking? Oh, he's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a great beard.
Oh my gosh, I'm still shaking. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at this. He's pretty. Very pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Ah, I'm so happy. I can't believe it happened, like, so fast.
Guess
too.
what time it is? 1:48 in the afternoon. They were so far away when they first gobbled.
I know. They came in really fast.
We heard them over there, and then they came in from up here. So they must have came along the creek bottom.
And then came up?
And then came up.
Or did we always hear, were they always from that side maybe?
Well, that's a possibility.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. He is so pretty.
I apologize for being a terrible cameraman. I could not see the LCD screen at the angle that camera was at. I wanted to just flip the LCD screen around and fold it into the camera so I could actually see, but I don't want to move. So I was just pointing and shooting with the camera, and I just missed. So we got a 360
the 360
footage.
though, so that
Yep.
was lucky.
You can see the other bird when you shoot.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you got one.
You can see him walking in, and then he just walks right off frame. Boom.
I see. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get him in that.
Yeah.
But either way, I couldn't be happier. Was definitely not expecting to shoot it's my first public land turkey, so wasn't expecting to shoot my first public land bird at 1:40
Yep.
p.m.
45 about.
on public land. I couldn't believe that, like, when we first heard him gobble, because he definitely sounded like he was, I don't know, probably like a quarter mile away.
It's hard to tell because he was
at
downhill
least
from us, so we had the elevation working against us from
Right.
sound, and it's pretty greened up right now, so he could have been
Right.
closer than we thought.
right. But I mean, he wasn't like, you know, I don't know. And then it was hard to tell. Like he gobbled, actually, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 separate times before he actually came in. Like,
Yeah.
and he sounded like about the same distance, and then all of a sudden, like, you could tell he was coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the second and third time when he gobbled on his own, like I think that was an important part where we didn't call back to him.
Right.
Because then he would have probably just stayed still.
Yeah. Anyway,